You know that friend who always cancels plans? The one who is sick again, tired again, or busy until next time? That friend is not avoiding you. They are protecting something precious. If you are someone who feels more excited about a Friday night in pajamas than a Friday night out, you are in the right place. You are about to feel very seen. Today, we are breaking down the psychology of people who love staying at home. Society calls them boring, but science calls them something else entirely. My name is Pop, and I explore the psychology behind the personalities most people misunderstand. If you want to understand your inner world and find true peace, subscribe and hit the like button. These individuals are not running away from the world. They are running toward peace. There is a deep psychology behind this preference. Research suggests that people who love staying at home often have highly active internal worlds. Their imaginations, their ideas, and their emotions are all incredibly vivid. Inside their minds, there is constant movement, depth, and meaning. Home is not a hiding place. It is a sanctuary where those thoughts can breathe. Psychologists sometimes call this high internal self-presence. This is the ability to feel more connected to your inner world than the outer one. These people do not need loud excitement to feel joy. They can stare out a window, sip a warm drink, and experience a kind of fulfillment that others chase in distant places. Their hearts do not beat faster in crowds. They beat steadier in silence. There is more going on here than just introversion. Psychologists point to something called optimal arousal theory. Some people need more stimulation to feel good. Others need much less. It is not laziness or fear. It is just how their nervous system is wired. Some people love staying home because their environment gives them a sense of control. They do not get that control anywhere else. Out there, the world is unpredictable. There are loud strangers, last-minute changes, and small talk with people who do not care about your answer. But at home, you control the lighting. You control the noise. You control the vibe. For people with anxiety or high sensitivity, that control is not a luxury. It is survival. Here is something wild. Studies show that people who enjoy solitude tend to be more creative. They are more introspective and better at problem solving. Staying home is not doing nothing. It is where the best ideas are born. These ideas do not appear in a crowded bar. They appear in a quiet corner with a book or a thought spiral at 2 a.m. Many of these people once tried to fit into the rushing world. They tried matching the energy of friends who loved parties or constant movement. Somewhere along the way, they realized something. Their calm was not a flaw. Their desire for solitude was not a weakness. It was just who they were. Staying home does not mean being alone. Sometimes it means being with yourself and truly listening. That is something the busy world often forgets to do. There is a unique trait shared by many people who prefer staying home. It is called introspection. They think deeply. Every small moment can become a story. Every memory can be a lesson. They feel emotions fully. Joy becomes rich. Sadness becomes art. Hope becomes direction. They do not rush through their feelings just to keep up with the pace of others. They take time to understand them. Scientific studies even show that people who enjoy solitude score high in empathy and emotional intelligence. Their calm allows them to understand people better, even if they are not always understood. But the world mislabels them. People say they are missing out or should socialize more. Those words can sting because they imply that homebodies are incomplete. Yet many of the greatest thinkers and innovators were homebodies. They did not always stand in crowds. They stood in their rooms refining ideas that would change the world. Silence has its own form of communication. It teaches patience. It teaches observation. It teaches a kind of strength that does not need attention to exist. Still, you might wonder what they are protecting themselves from. Sometimes it is overstimulation. People who love staying home can be deeply affected by noise and chaos. Their nervous systems crave stability. Sometimes it is a matter of trust. They give their heart carefully to only a few people. This is not because they are cold. It is because they feel everything so intensely. They know the value of emotional safety. And sometimes it is simply preference. It is not a fear or a story of avoidance. It is just a choice to spend time in a space that feels warm. They have hobbies that do not require a crowd. They enjoy reading, gaming, painting, or watching their favorite films. Joy becomes a quiet ritual instead of a loud celebration. They measure happiness in moments, not events. They love deeply and care quietly. They notice everything because when you remove distractions, the heart learns how to focus. If you are someone who loves staying home, you might have felt misunderstood. You might have questioned whether you need to fix your personality. You might have asked if something is wrong because you do not enjoy loud gatherings. But what if nothing is wrong? What if the world simply needs more people like you? The world needs people who listen before speaking. It needs people who think before acting and feel before pretending. I once thought the world would forget me if I stayed in my room too long. But then I noticed something. The world inside my mind was blooming. Thoughts grew like gardens. Ideas kept me awake more than any late night party ever could. I found meaning in the simplicity of my own space. I realized home is not walls. Home is a state of mind. Your quiet is powerful. Your silence has depth. Your solitude is a gift and not a burden. People who love staying home are not avoiding life. They are living it with intention. They do not want to waste words on small talk or time on shallow experiences. They want meaning and authenticity. They want real connections, even if those connections are few. Psychologists say that people who prefer solitude are often highly self-aware. They recognize their own emotions with clarity. They understand who they are and what nourishes them. Most people live without knowing these things, but the homebodies learned early. This does not mean they never get lonely. Loneliness and solitude are not the same thing. Solitude is chosen. Loneliness is not. A person can feel lonely even in a crowded room, but solitude gives strength. There are days when staying home feels like protection. There are days when it feels like freedom. It is the freedom to just be. Maybe the reason you love home is because the world once disappointed you. Maybe it was a broken friendship or a trust that was betrayed. You built a space where you do not have to apologize for who you are. If you have ever chosen to stay home because the outside world felt heavy, you are not alone. You are learning to protect your peace. That is a form of emotional wisdom. Staying home does not mean you do not dream. Your aspirations are not small. They are just internal. You dream of doing something meaningful. You do not want 100 people cheering. You want one person who genuinely understands. Home is the one place where you do not fear judgment. It is where you do not have to perform. Exhaustion melts into comfort. Society glorifies constant hustle as if rest is laziness. But the truth is that rest is part of growth. Stillness is part of clarity. You are not paused. You are observing, healing, and becoming. Because you feel deeply, you love deeply. Your relationships are authentic. If someone is in your life, they matter. You give them loyalty and gentleness. You notice the small things like the sigh someone hides or the strength behind a silence. Those who love staying home have self-companionship. They do not fear their own thoughts. They do not run from their emotions. They can sit with themselves and still feel whole. That is self-connection. You are not strange for loving the comfort of home. You are not unambitious or fragile. You are not missing out on life. You are building a life that does not exhaust you. One day, when the time is right, you will step out. You will do it because you choose to, and not because you are forced. That choice will make the outside feel even more beautiful. Until then, drink your warm coffee slowly. Keep discovering the worlds inside your own mind. Keep protecting your peace. Keep loving quietly but deeply. The people who love staying home are the ones who make the world feel like home. Do you prefer staying home, or do you think it is just an excuse? Tell me your thoughts in the comments. If this video helped you understand yourself better, please share it with a friend who needs to hear this. It helps our community grow. Also, if you want to understand the deeper side of solitude, you must watch our previous video called The Psychology of People Who Have No Friends. It is waiting for you right now. Click it and I will see you there.